Good evening, everyone. I'm Alexandra Whittier-Sharon, the President and CEO of Empress Royalty. We offer a strategic approach to investing in gold and silver. I am struggling with this. That was the forward-looking statements. They're also available on our website. So Empress Royalty. We create new royalties and/or streams to get mines into production or help expand upon the production capacity. We currently have a diversified portfolio of 17 investments exclusive to the precious metals. We're focused on quality over quantity. We're currently generating revenue and forecasting over $29 million of revenue to the end of 2025. Management board have over 250 years of experience and completed over $6 billion in mining finance transactions, which also provides us with a unique access to deal flow. We're building a strong portfolio, and we have a robust pipeline of opportunities to further expand. What are royalties and streams? At Empress, we do a combination of both. Royalties where we invest into a company and we receive a percentage of revenue from production. A stream is where we invest and we're able to buy silver or gold at a future discounted price. Benefits to an Empress shareholder. You're getting leverage to the gold and silver price. You're getting access to a globally diversified portfolio of assets. You're getting limited exposure to capital and operating costs compared to typical mining companies. And it's scalable growth with low overhead. There's been a lot of new entrants in the last 2 years into the royalty and streaming space, especially in the junior side. We view that there are 3 types of royalty and streaming companies. There's the exploration generation, early stage, typically inexpensive, but there's the exploration risk. No guarantee it will turn into a mine, and if it does, there's a long lead time to revenue generation. Then there's the trading acquisition companies, buying third-party royalties. The royalty exists, so it's a pretty simple acquisition. It's become very crowded, part of a competing bid process, and paying a premium. And there's also no relationship with the mining companies or opportunity to negotiate those contracts. At Empress, we're in the creation and origination. We work with mining companies to create a royalty or stream and provide them the financing they need to move forward. And we have a direct relationship with the company, able to create flexible structures, and we're really able to focus our investment dollars into producing assets, which brings real revenue into Empress. Here are 2 charts. The first one is looking at royalty companies outperforming gold price and the gold miners ETF. The second is looking at the life cycle of a royalty company. Empress just was launched 2 years ago. We believe with our strategy and with our revenue generation, we should be able to quickly accelerate into that stage 2 rapid growth. Our investment manager. So I'm ex-PwC. I joined Endeavour Financial as an analyst, became director of structured finance in London. Working with my old team, David Rhodes is also the managing director of Endeavour Financial and our executive chairman. This gives us access to cash flow modelers, financial analysts, mining engineers, geologists, investment bankers to not only source deals, quickly vet them, structure, and execute. When we move into our investment focus and criteria, we look at it from 6 directions. The project stage, we're looking at development and production stage projects. Company size, small to mid-tier, private and public companies, and with commodities, gold and silver. So we truly are a precious metals royalty company. And we're global. We're in Mozambique, Peru, and Mexico at the moment, and continue to look at other opportunities in South America and Africa. The investment size mandated is anywhere from about $1 million to $25 million. The sweet spot for us in our stage of growth is about a $2 to $10 million investment. And all of our investments have a strong ESG focus. Moving into our portfolio, the first one I'd like to talk about is Antapite. This is an existing mine. It was started in 2002 by Buenaventura, purchased by Sierra Sun Group in 2016. Over 1 million ounces have been produced to date. We invested in this company to help them expand their production from 750 tons to 1,000 tons per day. We invested $10 million, and we get a 4.5% gold stream up to 11,000 ounces, and then we have a 1% life of mine stream, buying at 20% of spot price. The overall economics on this is bringing in roughly $2 million when they're fully ramped up early next year. At net asset value of $50 million, the IRR is 17%. The next investment that's just getting into production now is the Altalase project in Durango, Mexico, called Talahueto. This is being a public company. There was some debt, some equity, and then we provided the additional needed funds for $5 million. We're able to purchase 100% of their silver up to 1.25 million ounces, and then we get to 20% of their silver production going forward, purchasing again at 20% of spot price. So what does that mean? The economics, $3 million a year cash flow coming into Empress, the net asset value $24 million, and the IRR 60% on this particular investment. They should reach commercial production on the first ball mill up to 500 tons towards the end of this year, early next year, and then they'll be building another ball mill online towards the end of next year. We have this is now actually a producing asset. They've done their first gold pours, and they're getting commercial production by the end of this year. We've also been receiving revenue from this investment. This one's in Mozambique, right in the middle of the country along the Zimbabwean border, so right along that Zimbabwean gold belt. We invested $3 million. We're getting just over 3% royalty up to just under 100,000 ounces, and then just over a 1% life of mine royalty on this. Currently a 3-year mine life plan, but there's 3 additional satellite deposits, so we expect it to run a lot longer. Annual cash flow for Empress from our $3 million investment is $1.5 million US a year. The NAV on this is just under 6, the IRR 30%. We have a development stage project in Zacatecas, Mexico, owned by Candelaria Mining, another public company. They're currently doing a drill program on this, and we expect this to get a lot more interesting as they move it forward, and a production decision should be made within the next 12 months. We have a portfolio of early-stage Canadian gold exploration projects. Great to have in the portfolio. We acquired these as part of our direct listing as an investment issuer. We're much more focused in deploying our capital into revenue-generating investments. So here is our forecasted revenue. We're projecting about $2 million US this year, going up to $8 million next year, and growing over that period of time to 2025, $29 million cumulatively. We've invested $19.5 million to date into the portfolio. Our net asset value is $46 million, and our market cap is roughly $30 million US. We trade at a significant discount on all key metrics. Here's looking at the sector as a whole. The average, for example, on the P/NAV ratio is 1 times, and we're averaging about 0.67 times. The people behind Empress, as I mentioned, David Rhodes from Endeavour Financial, large shareholder. Jeremy Bond from Terra Capital in Australia, also a large shareholder. We're all on the investment committee. Natasha Kieran is a mining finance lawyer. She's our lead director. Paul Mainwaring is a CFA from London. And then we've got Wes Roberts, a mining engineer here in Toronto. In terms of the team, it's myself, Caitlin, our VP Marketing, who's also here today. Rich is our Global Vice President in New York for Origination. Our CFO, Janet Minkle-John. Our Alison Rippon-Armstrong is our ESG advisor. And David Lang, very experienced mining engineer, our technical advisor. Our capital structure, we roughly have 115 million shares outstanding. We've got about $2.6 million US in cash right now. We actually just announced a couple weeks ago that we just closed a private placement for $2 million US. We did this to bring in a strategic investor. So Rick Roll has now become a large shareholder in Empress. When we did announce the financing and negotiated the terms with him, we were trading at 22 cents, and we priced the deal at 30 cents. So I think one of the few companies out there that's done a premium to market on the placement. We also have a debt facility. We've got a $15 million accordion with Nabari. We've drawn down 5. We have another 10 available to us. We have excellent research coverage with our lovely friend David here, and also Research Capital. And when it comes to the shareholders, roughly a third with strategic management strategic partners, management, and board. Our institutional investors include Sprott Asset Management, US Global, and other familiar names, and roughly a third in the public float. So we have quite a few near-term catalysts happening at Empress. Sierra Antapite in Peru is expanding its production next year. We'll be getting more revenue in from Sierra. Talahueto has begun production. They'll be getting commercial production towards the end of this year, and then doubling the production later in the year. Manica, getting commercial production expected at the end of this year. So with those 3 coming online and moving forward, we're projecting $5 million in revenue in the next 12 months. We have, continued to expand the portfolio with a strong pipeline, and we're looking at several deals and opportunities at the moment. We're in data rooms on 3 different deals. So the investment case. We currently have 17 investments. We've invested $19.5 million to date into 4 key assets. Our forecasted revenue is $29 million. That's if we did nothing else. We've built this company in 2 years. The value creation and the net asset value is $46 million, and the value proposition is worth $30 million, trading a significant discount to industry peers. Thank you very much.